Hello guys, welcome back to The Crew Waltron, The Crew calling all units, or The Crew 2, who will know. 2014, The Crew started in a Ford Raptor, not even sure what spec that was, in a police chase. You were told to drive to this barn here, somewhere on the left, what is it? There it is. And the story began. Coming into that barn, you find yourself, if I'm not mistaken, the Chevrolet Camaro 1969 in performance spec. And then you were told to go look for your brother and so on. Well, everybody most likely has done the story as it should have been done. That was 2014, and then you had like all the award stuff that you could do, and you could do some multiplayer races in PvP, but other than that it was kinda it. Of course, this game has a huge map, most likely the biggest map in any racing game, which is already a pro. One of the things that I like about it, even if you do not want to do whatever stuff competitive or just driving around, you can always just hang out with your friends on the map, do some road trips or whatever. But all in that, yeah, it was kinda poor at that moment. 2015, they did a graphic overhaul, and they also brought the Wild Run. So the game name changed from The Crew to The Crew Wild Run, and they brought a few new features. In my opinion, the Wild Run was a pretty good expansion. You had drag cars suddenly, you had drift cars, you had monster cars, you could drive bikes. Later on, they brought the free drive challenge, where you could sort of create your own races with your own checkpoints, although even up to today it's still not enough checkpoints. People have been asking for more checkpoints, but Ubisoft is not really listening to the community. Some people say they do, well, they do not really. They have a plan, they have things planned way in advance, like the Crew Wild Run and later expansions. They are all planned on release. They just, to get more money out of the game, of course, they brought them step by step. The Wild Run was already in that game on release. It was just locked. So what was the Wild Run? Basically, you need to get a key to unlock it, and that's what you could get in 2015. And suddenly it was the Crew Wild Run, and you could drive all the other cars. So we're playing the Crew Wild Run at that moment with the monster specs and doing Summit, the competition. That's sort of also what triggered me. I like a little bit of competition in a game, so I didn't buy the... was not in beta, I did not buy the game in 2014. I only bought it like early 2016, after they came up with the Wild Run. But as always, first wait and see, because yeah, that is what I do. I do not pre-order games and then find out that you can't run them or whatever and so on, because no, that's no good. Somewhere in between, they also came up with a community challenge, one of being this F40 challenge, where you could win the Ferrari F40. So I participated on that with my second driver, and I got myself the F40, but of course it is all relative, because you could just buy it later on, all the others that didn't win it. So exclusivity in this game is like a little bit of a well, empty meaning thing, because that's already problem number one. Somewhere in between the Crew and the Crew Wild Run, they brought the Season Pass, which was supposed to give like access to future updates and such like that. Not really. Basically, it just came down to the fact that you paid 20 bucks or whatever it was for a car pack. 4 DLC packs, then there were like 5 cars that you could get with crew credits. You could get your hands on them for free now with the Season Pass, and also you got 2 supposed to be exclusive cars, the Ferrari 458 and the McLaren 12C MP4. And then we went on to 2015, and it was also the summit. It was like tracks were coming back, just like in PvP, always the same tracks, and it was also in the summit. Tracks were coming back, although with different cars or with different specs, but always the same tracks, which is also, that's a miss already, because you have like this huge map in this game, and they always come up with the same tracks. It can't be that hard to create new tracks. I mean, even now, with the free drive challenges, people are creating their own tracks. There are probably thousands, 100,000, millions maybe of tracks available, created by the players in free drive challenges, but they never used any of those. Nope, they didn't even bother to make new tracks. It's always the same. 2016 is probably the worst year for the crew. At the end at least, because then they came up with calling all units. Comparison to the Wild Run, that was like a real joke. And the reason that was a joke is because it only has like a development time of 5 or 6 months. Ivory Tower pushed it to Ubisoft, telling, hello devs, you need to create something, and that was like May, June 2016, and it has to be released by the end of the year. So we have the crew calling all units coming out November, December, and yeah, totally missed the ball. It was probably an attempt to get some Need for Speed players in or something, since Need for Speed 2015 was not the best of the lot. And with police stuff involved, yeah, then they might get like some Need for Speed players over to the crew. But yeah, I don't think they got many. Maybe some fell for the strap, but I don't think they got many with that, because like shit.
All units beware.
Here you go. All units, yeah. All units are a joke. They call it roadblocks. There is one car on one police car in the middle of nowhere. You can take a pick, like which side you want to pass it. I mean, I remember Need for Speed World. They had roadblocks with SWAT teams completely blocking the road. You need to put a juggernaut on your car to actually get through those things. No, that's not the case here. Here a roadblock is like a wooden barrier on the middle of the road, and then one car. And they call that a roadblock, and then you have to sort of, oh, where do I need to get out of here? I mean, it's a joke. Completely missed the ball with calling all units, so they had to come up with something. And yeah, probably another expansion for this game could work. We still don't know. The Crew 2 might be a new game, but it's possible that it's like a completely overhaul of this game, with new things to come. That would be great. That's still what I'm kind of hoping on, but yeah, realism in me tells me that it's not going to happen like that. It's just going to be a new game, and that's yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, and that's a bit of a killer for me. So I'm definitely not as excited and hyped as some people out there are, because one of the aspects I like in this game is the long-term aspect. When they released that game, they said like, yep, gonna be it, 10 years and so on. They will bring new updates and upgrades and all that. They sort of did with the Wild Run, and then yeah, with calling all units as well, although they missed the ball completely with that one. But so we were anticipating and expecting a new competition, DLC or something like that at the end of the year, at least an add-on for this one. But now they just announced the Crew 2, so what it's gonna be, no about. There are videos out there, but it's all speculation, thoughts, anticipation, because other than the fact that there is going to be the Crew 2, nobody knows much about it. But this game, in my opinion, is still good. They just need to get rid of the bugs and fix some of the glitches and stuff like that, and then it can still be great. The mountain states, a lot of desert going on there. I mean, if you look on the map, there is not much going on in the mountain states. You have like Las Vegas around here, and then you have Salt Lake City, and that's about it. And other than that, not so many towns or cities around. It's more desert than anything else. That means they have a lot of room there where they can put stuff, some sort of event square, sort of like a festival in Horizon or things like that. All possible in this game. So what is the Crew 2 gonna be? Who knows? Beyond the Road, it says. so that might suggest we're going to go off-road for sure, so I'm assuming dirt raid will be still available, or something in that order. It can also mean that we're gonna take a boat, or maybe even speed boats and do races with that, or just take a boat and go by boat or by plane to a few islands, maybe Hawaii or something. All possible. But it's all speculation, and now, yeah, even there's like two sort of teams around, let's put it that way. One team is like thinking the Crew 2 is going to be some sort of overhaul and expansion for this game. Others thinking, well, the Crew 2, seeing they mentioned 2, it's going to be a completely new game. And people are getting excited and hyped again, like they always do, because yeah, it's like big year. Need for Speed 2017 is also going to be released by the end of the year, so it's like the two titles against each other again. And then you still have Forza, but yeah. Need for Speed Forza, I'm not a fan of that for the simple reason, short term. Every year, every 2 years they come up with a new title, and so you buy a game and you can play it for a year and that's it. And then the game dies out, because then they come out with a new title, and people are getting excited and hyped about that one again. To usually, well, sometimes it's okay and the hype is real, sometimes it's completely failure, like in my opinion Need for Speed 2015. Always driving on the night, pretty small map, not much to do about there, so no. I still like this game as it is, and especially the long-term aspect, but that's also the reason why I'm hoping the Crew 2 will still be here on this map in this game, just a new name, because yeah, calling all units, they completely missed the ball, and you do not want your latest expansion to upgrade to a new game if your latest expansion was not that good. So changing the name might suggest it's a completely new game. That's what I'm kinda hoping on, for the Crew 2 to be this game, but then with all glitches and bugs fixed, or at least the ones that are important for PvP or for summit stuff or for new events upcoming. That would be great, but that's probably not gonna be it. So we're probably with this game stuck, and one of the forum moderators said on the forums, don't worry, we will be still supporting the Crew 1 and their players with new events and community challenges and rewards, which might suggest that yeah, since he mentions the Crew 1 and the Crew 2 in one sentence, it's probably gonna suggest that the Crew 2 is going to be a completely new game. Rumors are there were rumors out there they were working on something from January 2016. That means that's 2-year development. That might mean a new game. If it's only like a few months or a year, then it's probably going to be an add-on. But if they're already working on it from January 2016, and let's say it's released somewhere at the end of the year or early 2018, then they had like 2 years development. So then it should have been something good and new. But I don't know. New also means up-to-date requirements and up-to-date hardware needed, and that's yeah, that's probably where I will be dropping out, because I built this PC myself. The thing I'm running here is an i5 with a GTX 960 and 16 gigs of RAM. There's a good chance that might not be good enough to run the new game, so but we'll see. Meanwhile, I have over 3,000 hours of gameplay. I'm kind of thinking that would be good enough to get at least a beta key, so that I can test a few things to see if I can run the game, to see what it's all about and if it's interesting enough. But as I said, it's all speculation. Just my personal thoughts is I wait and see, as I always do. I'm not gonna completely hyped pre-order the game. No, that's not how I do things. I wait and see. If it's interesting enough, if there's competition enough for me, if there is the bigger map than it is. This game, long-term aspect, competition, big map, that's sort of the pros for me, and that's sort of what triggered me into buying this game. If it's not there, or if some of the aspects are not there, or if I cannot run it properly, then the Crew 2 will be a pass for me. Then I will stick to this one and see what happens here. But we will see. just my thoughts, opinions on the whole lot, and we will see what happens. See you guys in the next one, and bye for now.